In achieving this target, we have limited success varying among different countries. So the main question why in moving to this target, in achieving this target, we have limited success. Where, why, and how can we fix it? The good starting point for thinking about it is our morning session with a presentation of our three speakers. And it seems to me there's a very important and clear statement that has been made. Could you wait? I'll give it just in 5 minutes. We'll come back to that. Okay. That have been made by especially Vytautas Landsbergis and Vladimir Bukovsky, who put it very clear the difference between the defeat and unconditional surrender of Nazi regime in Germany and fascist regime in Italy, compared to bankruptcy of communist regime and communist political system in the former Soviet Union and in some countries of Central and Eastern Europe. I think it's a very important distinction, because with unconditional surrender and defeat, and we know that the problem with denazification in Germany and defascization in Italy, we have some, and those nations and societies did have some problems. But nevertheless, they could be overcome in the years. If something is bankrupt, is using this economic term, it can be actually after that bailed out, and it's not destroyed. The roots of the problem are the same, and if it is bailed out, it comes back again. And that is a very important distinction, even if we use this economic approach to the events that we have in our part of the world. So why we did not have the defeat of the communist system, and what are the consequences of the fact that we have not defeated this communist system, and we still have the roots of the system and seeds of this system that are coming back in different forms and different shapes in our countries. I think one of the problems, certainly we have different angles in the discussion of that, but one of the important angles here is the three different approaches that have been taken towards analyzing, understanding, and dealing with the communist system. They are economic area, political area, and sociological area. Could be many more, but let me limit myself to these three areas. As for economic transition from the communism, from totalitarian economic system, seems to me very substantial progress has been achieved. A lot of publications, hundreds of books and thousands, or maybe tens of thousands articles have been published. It has been topic of many discussions everywhere. It's millions and billions of dollars and euros and other monies have been thrown into economic transition from this planned system. And it was almost universal support for this economic transition from the centrally planned system to market system. If we move to the second area, political transition from totalitarian political system to democratic political system, we could easily see that amount of resources that have been put forward to support this democratic transition was much smaller than for economic transition. The political support in our countries and in the West was much more limited. It's not everybody was for that. The publications that have been made, many but not so many as for economic transition. It has not been discussed so thoroughly, and it has not been supported politically from the political leaders of the West to such extent as economic transition. And we see, probably as a result of this, limited support in this and limited push in this area, that progress in transition to political freedom in our part of the world is much more limited than in the area of economic transition. In the area of economic transition, almost everybody moved to the direction of the market. Even Turkmenistan or Uzbekistan is not the same centrally planned system that it was 20 or 25 years ago. So everybody moved there, even just outside, even North Korea and Cuba, some kind of made some, even very small, but nevertheless steps in this direction. So, but the third area has not been not even some kind of supported to the extent comparable to economic transition or political transition, but is not even been discussed to such extent and even been sometimes barely mentioned in many discussions. It is sociology of transition. Sociology of transition seems to me now is one of the most important, maybe not the most important area of analysis, of understanding how different nations, countries, societies move from totalitarian past to new state. What happened with the society? What happened with different stratas? What happened with different groups? Who moved where? Who gets power? How this power has been used to support different social groups with different visions, with different ideologies, with different political understanding of our future. And this is probably the real core issue for any transition, because at the very end, any transition is dealing with people, not with economics, not even with. It is really very important and profit and effectiveness, and it affects many people. But nevertheless, what is really very important